So this is a standard pencil, and this is what I'm going to show you how to make today. Now the one we're going to make is going to be a little bit smaller than this, but once I've given you the basic principles, you can pretty much make any size that you want, bigger or smaller. Now to make this one, I used some quite thin corrugated cardboard from a box I found lying around at home. So you can use absolutely anything. Today, however, I'm going to use a cereal box because I know most of you might have one of those at home. So here are the things that you're going to need to make your 3D pencil. You're going to need a pencil, you're going to need a ruler, some scissors, probably a pen for later on. That's for like scoring your edges and things. This one is actually, it doesn't work anymore, which is ideal, but anything that's got kind of like a slightly sharp point on it, which can press into the cardboard. You're also going to need something to stick your 3D together. Now I'm going to be using a glue gun, but you could use Pritt stick, PVA, tape, whatever you've got to hand really. Tape's always good anyway to help hold things in place while they do glue and stick. Now as regards the cardboard, if I just move these out of the way, I have my Cheerios box. Okay, so as you can see, what I've done is I've cut that down so that we've got a nice flat panel there, which is ideal. Now another reason that I chose the cereal box is because of the kind of like the shape and the size. You get this nice flat panel, and we actually need something that's about A4 in size. Now I have actually done some exact measurements for you. We need to cut a rectangle out of this that's about 29 centimetres by 20 centimetres, okay, and that is going to form the main body of the pencil. Okay, so if I just show you, I've cut one of those out. So that's the size it's going to be. So to get that into being this main body of the pencil, we need to actually look at the structure of it. And a pencil has 6 sides, so it's basically a hexagonal shape. And they're all even size, so we need to section this up. So what I've also done is I've drawn a net for you to hopefully help, and these are the sizes. Okay, so we can see that you need to measure every 3 centimetres and rule a line across. Okay, that makes our 6 sections. Now when you get to the top here, you'll be left with 2 centimetres. That's fine, that's going to be your gluing edge. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a gluing edge. Now the other thing is you need to measure in 2 centimetres from the side and do a line, and 2 centimetres from that side and do a line. Okay, and that's the main structure. Okay, so I have now measured all my guidelines and done that first stage of getting the structure right. Okay, now once we've got that, we need to look at the shape in a little bit more detail. So with this body, we've got these panels here. We know this is going to be our gluing point, so I'm just going to really lightly put some lines on there, and I'm just going to make a note for myself that that's the glue. Okay. Now we're going to look at these curved shapes along here, and to recreate those, what we're going to do is, I think you can see, I've actually measured halfway between each of these, and I've popped a little point to help me. Okay, so that should be, because it's 3 centimetres wide, they should be every 1.5 centimetres. Okay, so I've popped those points in, and what you're going to do is these little curved bits here, you're going to use that to help you draw a curve. Okay, around there, around here, like that, and then we do the same the other side. So I'm just going to turn it around to make it easier for me. Okay, so we're just going to get these drawn in here like this. Okay, and this bit here is going to be cut away, as are these bits. So if you just scribble on those, it will help you to remember to cut those out. Now the other side this edge here, we need to pop the end of the pencil on. So we're going to actually use those to fold over as another glue point. But what we need to do is we need to cut these down a little bit as well. So it doesn't really matter, you don't have to be too accurate this side, but if you can see, what I've done is I've actually measured and put a little marker every centimetre along here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go from that corner to there, and that to there, that to there, and that to there. Okay, and I'm just going to do this a little bit of a zigzag. Okay, like this. And these are going to be cut out as well. Okay, and that is the main structure. After this, it's all about folding. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that out, and then I'll come back and show you what we do next. Right, so here's my cut out net. Okay, and the next stage is obviously folding this up and gluing it to make that kind of like the barrel of that pencil. Now, we need to score down some of these lines, and that's where my pen comes in. Now, I always keep a pen that's actually run out of ink, which is perfect for this. You can use a normal pen, but it might ruin the end of it, and it might go kind of like blobby and things if you write with it afterwards. So we need to score on that. I always find something soft to work on, so I've just got a pad of paper here because I don't want to be scoring onto the tabletop because it might damage it. You need something that's a little bit soft as well, just to so that it will push through a little. Now I'm going to get my ruler, okay, and then all of these lines, okay, I'm going to score. So I'm going to start with this one, pop my ruler over, and I'm going to use my pen that's run out of ink and pop that in. And if you press on, if you feel it, you should be able to feel that it's scored. You probably can't see it on that side because of the packaging, but you certainly will be able to feel it with your finger. So that will help us when it comes to folding. So I'm just going to do all these lines, pressing on fairly hard. Don't use something that's too sharp because it might actually cut through your cardboard and then it will fall apart. Okay, so here we are, nearly there. Be really nice and accurate. There we go. And this one. And I'm just going to turn it round. Do this bit. Oops, my pen started working again after all that. Okay. And not as hard on this bit. Okay, there, so they're now nicely scored. Now what we do is you can use the ruler to help you with this. Basically start to fold this up. Now I would always turn it this way, pop my ruler over, okay, and pop it along the line, and if you just pull that up, okay, it will fold along there. And you can always, if you've got another ruler, that sometimes you can use to help you by getting it underneath the back. Okay, so use the ruler and then we can get some really nice accurate folds. Okay, so that's your folding. Just keep folding that bit. And the last one. Okay, there. Okay, so this, as you can see, is going to make a really nice accurate shape. Now, before we do anything else, we're just going to fold this one. So again, put your ruler along that edge and then just fold all of these up. Now these, be really careful, these are the ones that are like little triangles. Okay, fold those ones. I don't want you to fold this side. Okay, that's really important. Now, what we need to do really carefully is obviously glue this and then stick that together. If you're going to use some glue, it's going to take a while. This is where you could put some glue on and you could put a little bit of tape over to hold it. Okay, obviously I'm using a glue gun, so it should dry really quick. So I'm just going to put some glue along this edge. There we go. Glue that really carefully, watching my fingers because I don't want to burn myself. Oops. There we are. Put together. A bit glue's come out there, not to worry. Okay, and that should glue nicely. You might need to get somebody, especially if you're using glue that doesn't stick instantly. Okay, don't use super glue because I don't want you sticking your fingers together. Okay, so as I say, if you need to, you can always use some tape to hold it. So we've got that bit there. Okay, so that's the main body of the pencil. Now, what we do next is these bits, these are the end of the pencil, and we push those down like this. Now, this is where, if you've got a spare bit of cardboard, I'll just find a spare bit that should be about the right size, okay, for my packaging. So this will do. Okay, and with this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tear these bits off. So I've got that bit there. I'm going to glue. I'm going to make sure this is quite nicely shaped. I'm going to put some glue on here. Let's see that. Okay, there we are. And I'm going to stick that down on there and hold it, hopefully. Okay, obviously this won't take long to dry with my glue gun, but again you might need to get some tape or something to hold it till it's dried nice and firm. Okay, when it's dried, okay, this way, and you can get your scissors and you can trim all the edges. Okay, oops, switch my scissors. There we are. And that's, you've got a really nice neat edge to the pencil there. Okay, and then this is the side. Okay, so you can see now how this is starting to come together. Okay, this, okay, is obviously where the pencil tapers down. So this will be the bit we do next. Right, so now we're on to the end of the pencil. Okay, so what we need to do is look at constructing this part here, and you can see obviously my large version here. It's basically a cone shape. So bearing in mind the sizes and things, what I've done again is I've kind of popped together a little bit of a template for you. And what we need to do is to have half a circle here, okay, with a diameter of 18 centimeters, okay, and a radius of 9. Now, if you haven't got a compass, don't worry, because I didn't have one either. So what I do is, if I'm struggling a bit without a compass, I just measure 9 centimeters from the point in lots of different places all the way around and put a little marker. Now I'll just show you, because actually that's what I've done. So I've measured 18 centimeters, which is obviously the full width I need. 9, put my little marker in the middle, and I know that this needs to be 9 centimeters all the way around. So I just get my ruler, okay, because I cannot find my compass anywhere. Okay, measure 9, pop a little mark, and I just keep doing that. Okay, and as you can see, I've already done this bit, and it will help me just get the kind of right shape that I need. When I've done that, I'll join it all up and I'll cut it out. Now, this is probably the trickiest part of the whole construction, because you've got to make the cone shape, and then we've got to hold it, glue it, and then hold it in place to kind of like pop it into this end part. Okay, so it's a little bit tricky, but obviously I will show you stage by stage. So we've got this bit. I can now join these up. Okay, and I'm just going to cut that out. So this should be my shape. Okay, right, so now we need to kind of curve this round, and again, because it's cardboard, you might end up with the odd crease where you don't want it. So to get round that one, we score this again. So I'm going to get my pad, okay, and I'm going to turn this round this side. I'm going to mark where the halfway point is. I'm going to get my pen, and I'm actually going to just draw lots and lots of lines all the way around Okay, and I'm just going to keep going, and then I'll show you. This should hopefully help when it comes to bending and curving this into shape. Okay, so what it should do is, you can see it's allowing you to curve it much easier around. Okay, I'm going to do that and then I'll show you what we do next. Okay, so here's my piece cut out, and if I just show you the other side, you can see actually my pen started working again, how I've drawn all these lines, and you can probably hear them. Okay, and what this will do is it helps when I come to fold it, it curves around much easier. Okay, and it allows me, look, to obviously shape that much better. Now, this is the tricky bit, because you need to hold this, okay, and get it the right size for popping in here. So we need to play around with this a little bit, okay, and have a look at trying a few different sizes and shapes. So that's probably a bit big. So just squeeze it around a little bit more. This is where tape will come in really handy. Okay, so that I think is about right. So that's what's going to sit in here. And remember, I asked you to score those a little bit, because then we can help pull that back. Now, I think that is about right. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to use a little bit of tape just to check. Okay, so I'm just going to hold that. Try and put that in there. Okay, is that about right? Yeah, I think so. Can you see it should sit in there really nicely like that? Okay, so I know that's right. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually just going to draw a line. You see this? Along here, so I know where I'm gluing. Okay, if I just peel that off, you see I actually don't need all of this. And I am just going to trim some of this off. I'm just going to trim some of this off here. Okay, but not all of it, because I need to leave this bit as a gluing point. So I'm going to get my glue. Again, you might need somebody to help you, especially if you're using tape. Some glue on there. Again, watch my fingers because I don't want to burn them. I'm just going to pull this round. That's in there. Pop my bit of tape over, and hopefully it'll glue together. Okay, there we are. You can see my fingers have got ink all over them from the inside. There we are. Alright, so the last bit now left for me, because my glue has dried really quickly, is take that bit off. Okay, and then slot that in there. Okay, and you can see if I just pull these back a bit, it should just sit there, and then one at a time I'm going to glue them. So I'm going to glue, I'm going to actually find this crease line here and match it up with that one, just for neatness really. Okay, the first bit I'm just going to glue is that one. So let's check that. Put that in there, line that up there. I'm just going to hold that to glue that in place there. Again, you can use tape if it's easier to glue and hold. Now I'm going to do that one, and then the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over, okay, and try and get the opposite one correct. So if I can get this level and in there, and check, okay, so look to make sure that it looks even all the way around. So that's my next bit. So I'm just going to pull that back, pop some glue on that one. Oops, knocking my glue gun over, and glue that one there like that. Okay, and then work round and do all of them, and then most of your construction should be complete. Just going to do these two, and then the other side. There we are. You can see that. Just holding those. As I say, a bit of tape will probably really help if you're using different glue. Just these on here, glue there, glue there. Okay, other glue will be fine. It'll just take a little bit longer. It'll obviously take longer to dry, so you just have to be a little bit more patient. Okay, and that is hopefully the main body of your pencil complete. Okay, next it's just decoration and anything else you want to add onto it. Right, so here we have the normal pencil, the pencil that we've just constructed, and then the one that I did yesterday in preparation. As you can see, it's a bit bigger, okay, but you can work any size that you want to. Now, I followed exactly the same principles to do my pencil, and you can see how, regarding decoration, I just painted the end of the pencil kind of like a really light brown, and then I put some little streaks of darker brown and some white into it to make it look a little bit wood-like, and then I painted the end of mine kind of like a sparkly grey to try and replicate the actual lead of the pencil. If I just move along, you can see that I painted each panel, say, to try and match a traditional pencil, and I actually used a permanent pen along that bit. I had a silver pen as well, so you can see that I put the HB on there, but you could do this any way that you want. You could paint any colour. You could have a red pencil with a red body, okay, you can have blue, you can have absolutely anything. You can collage them, you can make them sparkly, you could do different colours on each side. The other thing is with this one, you can see obviously this is the end, and if we just look at the other end, you can see how I actually painted that again like the wood and like the centre there. Okay, but you could, if you wanted to, you see obviously with this standard pencil you could do some detailing like that. Okay, instead of doing the HB for a hard black pencil, you could put your own initials on it. You can do absolutely anything. The other thing that I actually did, which I will show you, which you may have noticed at the start, is I actually made an extra top for mine. Okay, so that slots on the top, and you can see it's like a rubber on the end of my pencil. Now that was really easy. All I did was some of the spare cardboard that I had, I cut it into a long strip and I wrapped it round the pencil and had it overhanging, and I glued it together, and then I took it off and then made another piece, as you can see. So that's that edge, you can see that. Okay, and then I did the same again with another long strip. Okay, popped it in and glued it, and then as we did with the bottom, I just ran some glue around, stuck it on a bit of cardboard, and I made that bit. Okay, and obviously with this bit I can pop that on if I want to, or if I don't want to, I don't have to. Okay, so that should just sit on the end of my pencil there. So get creative. I'd really like to see what you produce.